Hello all, happy Monday. Jackie Broman here from TBA Law, coming to you. Join Jackie on Monday mornings. Today I wanted to talk about stamp duty, and in fact I'm going to talk about that for the next 3 or 4 weeks on different areas of the population who have different amounts to pay with stamp duty. So stamp duty is a state government tax, and they put this tax on various transfers of property, primarily real estate, and this is the one that people will be most familiar with. They also took away a whole lot of exemptions and concessions from stamp duty a couple of years ago, so it has narrowed down as to whom and when you have a concession. And this week, I'm talking about farmers. Primary production land. Doesn't necessarily have to be farmed, in fact. If it's primary production land and its planning scheme is for primary production, you can generally fit within this category. Now, why am I talking about stamp duty? Primarily because when I'm doing estate planning and succession planning, and we have to move a piece of property from how it's owned in its existing form so that the succession plan will work, it often comes down to whether there's the money to pay the stamp duty or not to see whether it's worthwhile doing the transfer. Now, for farmers, we have so much more flexibility because with primary production land, you pretty much have an exemption if you are transferring it to family or if it's going into some kind of property trust structure. So it's really useful for succession planning for farmers, and really I encourage farmers not to be overly concerned and not do your planning. Particularly because the state government is starting to remove some of these exemptions over time, and I don't want anyone to miss out like they did with spouse exemption recently. So if a farmer is wanting to transfer land to a child, to a spouse, to a nephew or niece even, to a brother or sister, someone in the family line, we're pretty much right to be able to do that without stamp duty. Stamp duty can be a huge cost, also given the price of farming land is continuing to go up and up. So transferring it to someone outright or transferring it so that you get another name on the title, for example, because in succession, a joint owner will automatically get the full benefit of that property if the other joint owner dies. So that can be a good succession plan as well. The other is if land was originally bought in the farmer's name or in a partnership arrangement, decades ago. What we can do is then go, okay, well, that structure worked at that time. It's now no longer going to work, particularly if the next generation is coming through. Let's look at putting the property into a trust. The other helpful thing about having the property owned in a separate entity from the one that's running the farm is some asset protection as well. But you do have to be careful when moving farming land into a trust, because it has to have special clauses in it so that it keeps that stamp duty exemption. So if there is a clause in the property trust which says that the transfer of the property is limited to heirs and people in the original bloodline, then you can still have that exemption on stamp duty. So really important. For farmers and people looking to do succession planning, we do have those stamp duty exemptions, which can be tens of thousands of dollars So you save all of that and you can restructure the property so that it's not in your will, it's not in your estate, and who ends up with the land is certain, because we've either done it via way of another transfer or we've put it into a trust. So there you go. There are some support from the government to do succession planning, and as I said, because there's exemptions on primary production land, it really is available for farmers to do their succession planning. It's harder for others because the incentives are to do your succession plan through your will on other land, but yeah, primary production has that exemption, so make the most of it. I'm going to talk about stamp duty over the next couple of weeks, one for spouses and then for first home buyers as well, over the next couple of weeks with those exemptions and what's been changing and how the lie of the land is. If you have any questions, please reach out. You can direct message us through this Facebook page. You can comment on this video. While this video is live, 10 o'clock on Monday morning, it will be saved onto the page so you can watch it again. On the videos tab, there's actually over 100 other videos. You can go back and watch those. And if there is a topic you'd like me to cover, please let me know. But otherwise, I'll be back again next Monday with more about stamp duty, because as I said, stamp duty can really impact the succession plan and what we can do in terms of moving property to make sure that it goes to the person that you want it to go without any chance of a dispute or a claim. So there we are. Hope you have a great week, and I'll catch up with you again next week. Bye.